This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details. The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website. The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
I'm Mayor Danny Breen, and today on Municipal Matters, we'll discuss the power of public engagement and how it's shaping the future of St. John's. We'll be speaking with Victoria H.G.R, Manager of Organizational Performance and Strategy, about the importance of public engagement and how it influences projects like this one. Plus, we'll take you behind the scenes of the new H.G.R Mews Community Centre. We'll chat with Tanya Knopp, Manager of Facility Engineering, about the construction process. Tricia Rose, Accessibility and Inclusion Facilitator, about the building's accessibility, and Carla Squires, Manager of Facilities and Administration, about the programming planned for the space. We'll be right back. So this evening we have with us Victoria H.G.R. Victoria is the Manager of Organizational Performance and Strategy with the City of St. John's. We're going to talk about public engagement. Now, you may have gotten notices saying that the city is engaging and looking for feedback on different issues. Well, we thought we'd have a chat with Victoria about how engagement works. So, Victoria, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we often see public engagement and governments doing engagement. Why is it important for governments to do engagement?
Well, I think for cities in particular, it's important because most of us living in the city of St. John's interact with the things the city provides on a daily basis. We're traveling on the roads, we're going to the parks, we're going to the playgrounds. We're using the various amenities that are available. So I think when people are going out and about, they have an opportunity through public engagement to often provide feedback on what those things are that they interact with.
So the city undertakes hundreds of projects a year. How do we decide when to do engagement and what projects do we decide to do engagement on?
It's a bit of a complicated process sometimes. There are situations where we already know what needs to happen. There's a gap being met. There may have been engagement in the past where we have recommendations. It could be something coming through the capital budget, so that might proceed and follow a communications path. And then there are other situations where there could be something that emerges and we're not quite sure how people feel about it. Could be a policy change, could be programming. It really depends on what the project is.
Yeah, I think, the public engagement's been around in some form for quite some time. Yeah. Probably 15, 20 years ago, it was very simple. There was public meetings, and that was public engagement. What are some of the challenges with engaging with the public now?
I think one of the biggest challenges these days is just the volume of information that's coming at people. So the city has a lot of different ways it's sharing information with the public, whether that's through social media or through things that people sign up for. We also have mainstream media. We have other organizations that are trying to get the public's attention. So just getting people, number one, to stop and have a moment and say, this is something that's going to impact me today or in the future, and I have an opportunity to provide my feedback, so I want to be able to do that. But also to pay attention to it through the life cycle of the project. So today, we might go out and engage on a project, and we bring something back to council and to staff to say, this is what we heard through this process. It could be months later before recommendations go forward or decisions get made. So people may have stopped paying attention to it at that point in time. So just ensuring that we're following all the way through and ensuring that people have an opportunity to be involved throughout that whole process.
So there's many different tools that you can use for public engagement, and I think one of the most important ones is that people have an option available to them.
Yes.
Or as many options to participate. What are some of the more common tools that we use for public engagement?
So anytime we have a project now at the city, for city-led projects in particular, we have an online website that's called engagestjohns.ca. And since we launched that in 2015, we have had nearly 100,000 visitors to that site. So every project then has a sort of prescriptive overview, so you can see what the project's about, why we're engaging, who's listening, could answer questions, provide your feedback directly there, which is a great way for people to do it. Not everybody wants to use online tools. Sometimes people still want to provide feedback via email, call us. They may want to reach out directly to a counselor. They may want to provide feedback through a meeting. So every time we look at a project, we try to figure out, okay, who is going to be impacted by this project? What are the ways that are going to make sense for those various folks to actually provide their feedback? So in some cases, we may make tools available to everybody, like a survey or what have you. And there could be other cases where we know we need to meet with people in small group environments, could be one-on-one to get their feedback in that way. But we try to make sure that everybody who wants to can provide their feedback.
So what do you say to the person who says, well, I don't know why you're asking me for my opinion, because you're going to do what you want anyway. I've been said to me over the years. What do you say to them?
I say to people, it's really important that you take some ownership of making sure that your voice gets heard. So if you provide your feedback through the various tools that we're providing, we're then going to summarize that feedback. We're going to try to take and understand what you've told us and translate that into such a way that whoever the project lead is or whoever the council lead is, they're going to get some sense of what those needs are within the community. And I think there have been a lot of projects over the time that I've been here where people's feedback has really impacted the decisions that ultimately council will make.
So if a person really wants to be involved, they're interested, they want to know, they want to be involved in giving feedback on this, what should they do to make sure that they're included in engagement?
The easiest way for people to make sure they don't miss out on anything is to create an account on our engagement platform. That way, whenever there's a new engagement opportunity, they will get an email notification letting them know what the project is, how long the engagement's going to be open, the ways that they can provide their feedback. If there's meetings that they can register for or participate in online, like all of that information will be available. They can also sign up for city notifications. So a lot of the public engagement work is also on the city's calendar and through those types of notifications as well.
So perhaps, to show that, engagement does have an impact. It does influence and provide information to the decisions that are being made. What have you seen in terms of some of the decisions that have been impacted by public engagement? In that, at the beginning, that really wasn't where the decision was, but the decision shifted.
I think there's been a few, and I think every project that has been done in some way, shape, or form, the feedback that has been collected has definitely been looked at. It's been used. There may be a couple of things that can be implemented, but not all things can be implemented necessarily for everybody. One example that comes to my mind is automated garbage. And I talk about that one because everybody cares about garbage in the city. And the council had already made a decision based on the business case that they wanted to implement automated garbage. And many other municipalities had already done it, gone ahead and implemented. But council provided us with direction to go out and basically talk to residents about what their concerns were. We had some opportunity to influence the size of the garbage bin that was being used, to potentially look at some sustainability measures. And that project was really interesting because we had a massive volume of engagement on that. We did a lot of pop-up events where people were able to come out, talk directly to the staff, touch and feel the different sizes of the bins and get some perspective on it. We met with the city's advisory committees was also a really important stakeholder for us. And the Inclusion Advisory Committee provided some meaningful feedback that influenced such things as exemptions and those types of things. And we had some focus groups with various residents, and we took away from them, like, what are the things that you're really concerned about? Let's just kind of get to the crux of it. And then that helped inform some of the conversations that we had with folks. So at the end of the day, I think we were able to bring forward what we heard in a meaningful way, and staff and council could make the recommendation to go with the size of the bin that we did, and also the various exemptions and things like that to make the program effective for everybody.
If I remember that process too, there was also, it came around in that we were able to troubleshoot some of the issues that we had, and people would have specific issues that needed to be addressed. So it kind of serves that purpose as well, to be able to improve the communications with the residents on decisions when they're made.
And in that one in particular, we knew there were some streets that couldn't be within the scope of automated garbage. So we said, okay, let's make that list available. Let's show that on a map, and we'll give people the opportunity to tell us if they think it is possible on their street. So then we used a mapping tool on the engagement page, and people were able to go in and tell us, what they thought, and then the waste management staff were able to follow up. And in some cases, there were streets that were put on the list that hadn't originally been planned to be.
So if you are interested in participating in public engagement, joining Engage St. John's.ca is the way to look, and to make sure that you get your comments in. Thanks very much, Victoria. And if anybody wishes to see the information on Engage St. John's, they can check our website. Welcome back. We're here at the new Mews Centre, and I'm joined by Tanya Knopp, who is the Manager of Facility Engineering with the City of St. John's. Tanya, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Us. So, Tanya is going to take us on a tour of the building, so it can point out some of the exciting features.
Absolutely. Shall we get to it?
Why not?
Okay. Here we are in the brand new reception area at the new Mews Community Centre. As you can see, we have a really large administrative desk area. It allows both the employees on the inside of reception to be able to work either standing or sitting. We also have an accessible counter level to deal with seniors or people that are using mobility devices to get around. We also have two new features. We have a customer service office over on the far left-hand side, and we have a administrative meeting room down here on the main floor. So anyone looking to meet with any of the recreation staff within the building don't need to travel throughout the building. They can meet with staff down here on the main floor. In addition to that, we have a gender-neutral, fully accessible washroom in here in the reception area. So there's no need for anybody to go beyond the main reception and past the secure space looking for a washroom facility. And we look at it right now, you can see we're still in a construction zone, but this area will be fit up with furniture, small tables and chairs for kids, lots of seating for people while they're waiting to resume their recreation activities. So here we are now, we're past the security entrance from the main entrance, and we are on the first floor of our programmable space. Over here on our left-hand side, we have our multi-purpose rooms. We have the ability to divide that room into two separate rooms or have one large room. We also have a kitchen with a stove and a microwave. So it's all set up for people wanting to rent the room and host birthday parties and whatnot. And then if we just take another look down the hallway here, you'll see down on our right-hand side is our beautiful brand new hardwood floor gymnasium. That can be set up for volleyball, basketball, and a multitude of different sports. And if we continue our walk down this way, down at the end here, you can see all in white is the brand new squash, racquetball, and handball area. So this is a new amenity, and we have a movable partition wall that allows us to host different racket sports. And we have a nice seating area in front of it. And over here to our left is our brand new space for the Boys and Girls Club. So the Boys and Girls Club are currently in our old Mews Centre, and they will be coming with us to the new Mews Centre, and this is their dedicated programmable space. So they have a full kitchen fit up and programming space and some office and some storage space in there. If we continue down here on the right-hand side, this is our dedicated space in here for the REAL program. So this is a program that's super important to the city, where we rent out equipment to children looking to engage in recreational sports and different activities. And as we make our way back towards the staircase, we have a male and female washroom down on this floor. They are both fully accessible and to code and standard, so everybody is able to access the facilities when they need them, when they're here on the main floor.
Tanya, I understand that this building is built to a green standard. What's entailed in that?
Yeah, so when we're looking at building new city facilities, we're very focused on building buildings that are sustainable and that will take us long into the future, and that are addressing climate change and adaptation and resiliency strategies for the future. So this facility is geothermally heated and cooled. We have selected materials on the exterior of the building, which are brick and composite paneling, which are great for our geographic location and climate. They'll be able to withstand the weather and the climate change as it comes in the future. On the inside, we've selected materials that are resilient as well in terms of the tiling and the carpet, low VOC content, so very little off-gassing from the materials, low VOC for the paint as well. So we put a lot of focus and attention into mechanical and electrical systems, making sure that this building is energy efficient, it's easy to maintain, and it's going to take us through to 50 years in its life cycle.
Good. So if we're finished down here, maybe we can go upstairs?
Yeah, let's take a look upstairs.
So Tanya, we're here on the second floor. This is what I think is going to be a very popular feature in the new Mews Centre.
Absolutely. This is a space that we were all really excited about to be able to integrate into this new build. The existing Mews Centre is highly used by the senior population, and being able to provide this interior track where people can walk safely all throughout the year is a really, really great asset for this building. So over here in this corner, and this is actually in all four corners of the walking track, it's an elevated banked area, so anyone looking to run or jog would have an easy transition along the turns. But in addition to that, the banked areas serve as a really great area for facilitating fitness programming in this area as well. So the recreation group is really excited about having 4 additional spaces to offer additional programming up on this level.
So here we are at the pool. It's a really unique location. Tell us how that came about.
It is. It's a very unique feature of this building. As you probably remember, this parcel of land was a soccer field prior to us developing it. So in order for us to be up out of the groundwater and ensure that we're we're protecting ourselves from future flooding risks with climate change and having a resilient structure to see us through the life cycle of the asset. This building is constructed as slab on grade. So the first floor of the building is the slab. So the bottom of the pool actually rests on the first floor. So it's really unique to be entering the pool up on the second level. We have amazing views out the windows of the pool. And we have some really great features for the pool itself too. So we have the leisure pool with some splash pad features for the kids. There's a bubble bench for the seniors, they love that area. There's an indoor climbing wall for the kids in the deep end. Our swimmers will be happy to know that there's 6 lanes of swimming and diving platforms. We have a steam room off the main deck as well. So it's a really, really beautiful area. And another important feature I'd like to draw some attention to is something that we heard through the engagement process and the What We Heard document. And just outside the pool area is a viewing area. And we have a number of groups within our community that require privacy to go swimming. So we have included the ability to make the windows in the viewing area opaque so that nobody's able to view inside, which now allows us the flexibility to be able to rent that space to those end users. And I think they're just gonna love that.
Engagement is a very important part of the process. And it's important that those features be added into the design, and the engagement gives us that information.
Absolutely, and I think the ability to include these features in the facility just extends the accessibility, inclusiveness of this new facility, and will make the members of our community feel really welcome.
So we've had a chance to look around the new Mews Centre, and very impressive building. We're joined now by Carla Squires, who's Manager of Facilities with the City of St. John's. Thanks for joining us, Carla.
Welcome to be here.
So now that we've had a look around, tell us what's going to be happening in the building.
Well, we're very excited. We have a 3-lane indoor track that will now be allow for the outside walkers of our trail to be able to come inside during our harsh winter months. We also have this wonderful big gymnasium here where we will be offering pickleball rentals, a number of basketball, volleyball rentals, as well as a number of activities for adults and seniors. We also have a squash, racquetball, handball court all in one with movable walls that, we're very excited to host many tournaments. That group has been very helpful in trying to bring that project together. We also have a 25-meter pool with a climbing wall that allows the children to climb up and fall into the deep end of the pool. And as well, a leisure side of the pool with a little bit warmer water that has some spray features for the little children and the youth, and as well for the moms and tots who wish to come and enjoy and have water orientation for their children. So we're very excited. We have an accessible change room. All of them are accessible, but an inclusive change room as well, along with male and female change rooms as well. So we're very excited.
So Carla, when people look at recreation centres and community centres, they often think of the children and the activities that are here, but there's something here for everyone of all ages.
100%. Not only inside, outside, we have the Canadian Tire Jumpstart Playground that's very accessible, that can now be utilized outside as well in a very safe manner and come inside. We have a number of children and youth programs that we will also partner with the Boys and Girls Club to be offer a lot more in the near future.
So when we look at this building and we look at some of the new features in this building, how does that let us offer more programs or improve programs to our residents?
Well, by having an indoor track now, we're able to, do some track fitness classes, which allows people to come and use their own core balance and their core body weight to be able to do some exercises around the track as they're walking. It also gives us an opportunity right now to offer a little bit more programming and a little bit diverse program. We have the ability now to close our pool off from a window perspective to be able to include those from other diverse populations who are now able to use this part of the pool as well. So I think the team has done very well in making it inclusive and in giving everybody the opportunity to recreate in the future.
So, Carla, when you look at seniors, for example, what kind of additional seniors program will we be able to accommodate in this building?
In this building, we'll be able to offer line dancing, we'll be able to offer some accordion classes, painting classes, bridge programs, social programs, arts and crafts. And again, there's something for everyone along with the walking program. Try and get everybody active as much as we can. And I think if we don't have it, by all means, you can reach out to us and we can certainly do our best to see how we can incorporate it going forward.
Well, thanks very much, Carla. That's great. It's great to learn what we're going to be doing in this building, and I hope everyone gets a chance to see inside this building and to see what programs may be here for you. We're here at the Mews Centre, and we've moved outside, and we have with us Tricia Rose, who's the Accessibility and Inclusion Coordinator with City of St. John's. Thanks for joining us, Tricia.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So we're outside the Mews Centre. Tell us about some of the features outside, starting with this beautiful playground.
Well, I'd like to start by saying how the location of the facility actually contributes to the accessibility. It's really close to other recreational amenities like the ball field. We have our accessible community garden over on the other side. And of course, the very popular Mundy Pond walking trails with accessible pathways leading down. The playground, of course, is the heart of the site here, and we were very fortunate to receive funding from Canadian Tire Jumpstart to put this beautiful playground in place. We have some of the accessible features include the soft pour surface here, which is very friendly to mobility devices and strollers. We have the double wide ramps, which allow two mobility devices to pass by one another. We have the roller slide, which is really important for children who have cochlear implants because it doesn't provide static electricity charge that traditional slides like plastic and steel often do. There's also some really cool play panels around that are at accessible heights. We have the Rhapsody Music Collection, which provides sensory and tactile feedback for children, as well as accessible swings. And we even have a cozy dome over on the other side where kids can escape from the playground when it gets a little bit overwhelming.
That's fantastic. So inside, I know there was a lot of thought and a lot of work went into accessibility and inclusion. Tell us about some of the main features inside the building.
Yeah, so when we have the opportunity to build from the ground up, we get to incorporate a lot of accessibility features. And we work really hard with the people that we collaborated with and consulted with in the public to include as many as we could. As soon as you enter the building, you'll find a very welcoming, wide customer service area that has a lowered service counter and an accessible gender-neutral washroom just off to the side. When you go into the main recreation and leisure area, you will find again, gender-neutral washrooms. You'll find an elevator. You'll find stairs with color contrasting edges for safety reasons. And once you get to the pool, you'll be able to access both of those pools through a gradual ramped entry, which is really exciting.
Fantastic. Well, Tricia, thank you and your team for the work that you've done in helping make this facility accessible and inclusive so as many people as possible can enjoy it. Thank you, Tricia. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Did you enjoy the show? Let us know. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns with anything that you've seen on this episode of Municipal Matters, please drop us a line by email at municipalmatters@stjohns.ca. We will try to answer any questions that you may have.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
This ain't no half-baked TV channel. It's Food Network. This is the place where real flavor lives.
You are the Beyonce of Food Network.
We got knockout dishes, culinary competition. You win, you're in. And epic rivalries with the world's best chefs. Grab your forks, knives, and stretchy pants, because we're serving up the best bites on TV. It's the sizzle, the taste, and the flavor. There's nothing else like it.